Quick question. Have you ever tried to describe a 90s cartoon to someone and they looked at you like you'd lost your mind? Crime-fighting alien ducks playing hockey. Yeah, pale, veiny humanoids in boxer shorts grunting their way through life. Oh yeah, half shark brothers who literally eat concrete. Here's the twist. You're not crazy. These shows were 100% real, and today we're proving it. We're diving into the 9 most bizarre 90s cartoons that somehow made it to air. Shows so strange they feel like collective hallucinations. Number 9. Mighty Ducks, the animated series. Now Disney looked at a hockey movie, an NHL team, and apparently thought, you know what this needs? Alien ducks with laser guns. Mighty Ducks, the animated series, featured anthropomorphic warriors from a planet called Puckworld fighting reptilian aliens called Saurians. They escaped to Earth, crash-landed in Anaheim, and decided to fight evil while playing professional hockey. Their leader, Wildwing Flashblade, wielded a mystical goalie mask that could detect evil and shoot energy beams. This wasn't just weird, it was peak 90s marketing synergy. Movie tie-in, NHL franchise promotion, toy line potential, and interdimensional warfare all wrapped into one incomprehensible package. The fact that Disney greenlit this proves the 90s were truly lawless. Number 8. Street Sharks. The Ninja Turtles were printing money, so someone said, okay, what if we made them sharks and way angrier? 4 brothers get mutated into half-man, half-shark vigilantes named Ripster, Jab, Streaks, and Big Slamu. Their signature move? Chomping through concrete and steel like cardboard. Their catchphrase? Jawsome, delivered with the energy of someone chugging 3 energy drinks. Where the turtles had pizza and skateboarding, the sharks had rollerblades and a preference for solving problems by eating through buildings.
That lousy gene-slamming paradigm's gonna pay for this.
Lighten up, guys. Maybe it's not all bad.
I don't know about you, but I'm still hungry.
This wasn't a show, it was a sugar-fueled monster truck rally that somehow got animated, and we loved every ridiculous second. Number 7. Wild West Cowboys of Mesa. Okay, stay with me. A radioactive comet crashes into the Old West, launches a chunk of land into the sky, and the livestock on it evolves into a society of anthropomorphic cowboy cattle who ride horses. Marshall Moo Montana, the Dakota Dude, and the Colorado Kid defended Cowtown from villains like Mayor Oscar Baloney and Sheriff Terrible. Created by a TMNT artist, the show had an entire culture complete with laws, the Code of the West, or the C.O.W., saloons, and outlaws. It ran for 2 seasons with legitimately good animation.
Takes a different breed of riding, rope and brave heroes.
This was Western tropes colliding with cartoon chaos. It felt less like a TV show and more like something hallucinated after bad chili at 2 a.m. Number 6. Biker Mice from Mars. 3 battle-scarred mice escape their war-torn planet on motorcycles, crash land on Earth, and discover the same corporate fish aliens who destroyed Mars are now plundering our resources. Solution? Team up with a mechanic named Charlie and fight back with explosions and heavy metal. Throttle was the cool leader with shades, Modo had a bionic arm, Vinny was the cocky hothead. Together, they delivered PSAs about pollution between laser battles and corporate villain takedowns. Biker Mice was the TMNT formula injected with Mad Max aesthetics and surprising political commentary about capitalism destroying planets. It lasted 3 seasons and earned a cult following that demanded its return years later. Number 5. CatDog. Okay, let's address this up front. CatDog raises biological questions that should never be asked on children's television. 2 conjoined brothers share a single body. Cat is sophisticated and neurotic. Dog is hyperactive and dim-witted. They have no back end, and the show never explains how anything works.
Cat dog. Alone in the world is a little cat dog. Cat dog. Cat dog. Alone in the world is a little cat dog.
Every episode was a war between their opposing desires, and since they couldn't separate, someone always lost. Their world was equally bizarre. The Greaser Dogs gang, Winslow the conniving mouse living in their walls, and Rancid Rabbit who held every position of authority in town. The humor was surprisingly dark. The entire world seemed united in tormenting CatDog. It was surreal, absurdist, and somehow lasted 4 seasons. Okay, we're hitting the top 4 now, and things are about to get profoundly weird. If you're enjoying this fever dream tour, hit that like button and subscribe. Trust me, you'll want to see what nightmares we're digging up next. Number 4. Toxic Crusaders. So someone looked at The Toxic Avenger, a trauma film famous for ultra-violence and gore, and said, let's make this a Saturday morning cartoon. Toxic Crusaders followed Troxy and his team of ecological warriors, No-Zone, a pilot with a nose so large he couldn't fly in smog, Major Disaster, a surfer causing natural disasters, Headbanger, 2 people fused at the head, and Junkyard, a homeless man merged with his dog. The show tried sanitizing R-rated source material while keeping grotesque designs and preachy eco-messages. It lasted exactly 13 episodes before being buried. But the sheer audacity of adapting Toxic Avenger for kids remains one of animation's most baffling decisions. Number 3. Real monsters! From the studio behind Rugrats came a show designed to be genuinely unsettling. 3 young monsters attended academy beneath a city dump. Ickis was timid and rabbit-eared. Oblina could pull out her internal organs. Crumb carried his eyeballs in his hands. Their headmaster, the Grumble, looks like a nightmare given physical form.
I love being smelly, but they should fit in just fine.
The visual style was inspired by film noir, grimy, shadowy, and completely unlike Nickelodeon's usual brightness. Episodes took place in sewers and junkyards, with monsters learning to scare humans while dealing with friendship and courage. What made it special was balancing dark humor with heart. These creatures were genuinely creepy, but also kids learning and growing. It ran 4 seasons and remains a cult classic, a recurring nightmare you couldn't help revisiting. Number 2. Freakazoid. So Steven Spielberg's team set out to create a superhero show. Then the Animaniacs writers said, actually, let's make this completely unhinged. Nerdy teen Dexter Douglas gets sucked into the internet and emerges as Freakazoid, a hyperactive, blue-skinned hero with reality-bending powers and no filter. His abilities were whatever the plot needed: super speed, spontaneous musical numbers, or breaking the 4th wall into rubble. The show was pure chaos. Episodes randomly stopped for Freakazoid to mock villains or chat with the narrator. Sergeant Cosgrove would interrupt epic battles to ask if Freakazoid wanted to go get a bear, not fight one, just look at one. And they would. The humor moved at machine gun pace, with pop culture references and metafictional jokes years ahead of their time. Villains included Cave Guy, a thawed caveman, the Lobe, with a massive exposed brain, and Candle Jack, who kidnaps anyone saying his full name. It lasted 2 seasons, never found massive audiences, but influenced a generation of comedy writers. Pure brilliance. Number 1. The Brothers Grunt. This is it, the fever dream to end all fever dreams. The Brothers Grunt aired on MTV in 1994, created by Danny Antonucci before he redeemed himself with Ed, Edd and Eddy. 5 pale, twitching, vein-covered humanoids in boxer shorts. Frank, Tony, Bing, Dean and Sammy searched for their lost brother Perry. They communicated through grunts and squeals. Their diet was mostly cheese. Their designs featured bulging veins and popping eyeballs with grotesque detail that felt actively hostile. The animation was deliberately jerky with a grimy brown and green palette, making everything look diseased. Episodes had barely any plot, just brothers wandering surreal landscapes, grunting and eating cheese. One critic called them the most repulsive creatures ever on television. The show was cancelled after 1 season of 33 episodes and MTV barely reran it. It became a bizarre footnote, a show so aggressively ugly and nonsensical that remembering it feels like questioning your sanity. The Brothers Grunt wasn't just weird, it was a challenge to viewers, an experiment in discomfort. And that's why it's number 1. Ultimate proof the 90s were absolutely wild. So from alien hockey ducks to grunting abominations, the 1990s pushed animation into territory that was bold, experimental, and occasionally reckless. These shows weren't afraid to be weird, ugly, or incomprehensible. They took risks modern networks would never allow, burrowing into the strangest corners of our memories. You weren't hallucinating, these cartoons were real. They aired on major networks, children watched them, and somehow we turned out okay. What bizarre cartoon are we missing? What show makes you question reality? Drop your answer in the comments, and if you made it this far, subscribe. We've got plenty more forgotten insanity to uncover. Thanks for watching. Remember, the 90s were lawless for animation, and we're all better for it.